Hello, I'm James Barth from Rock Hard 4x4, and I want to take a minute and explain to you our winch mounting system for the JL and JT trucks front plastic bumpers. Now, this winch mounting system gets its strength by braces in the tow hooks here and these big heavy-duty braces that are going to go down into the frame on the bottom side. This winch plate will handle all the standard 8, 9, 10,000, even up to the 12,000 pound winches. It has these hooks on the top for your tow straps in case you need to tow yourself out also. It's easy to install, will accommodate all your standard winches. Let's go ahead and get started on the install and show you how to do it. I want to show you how we're going to remove the factory front bumper. Whether it's a steel or a plastic front bumper, they remove pretty much the same. You're going to start off by removing the two plastic clips that are on each side here that hold this plastic piece in place. Then you will remove the lower air dam. On some of the steel bumpers, they're held in with plastic clips. Some of them are held in by a bolt, which takes a 13 millimeter to remove. Whichever you have, whether it's the 13 millimeter style or the clips, go ahead and remove the factory piece of plastic here and the lower air dam. To remove these plastic clips, you can either take a screwdriver from the top and pull them out, or you can just go from the bottom and pry the whole thing out. You will not be reusing this piece. On this particular Jeep, it has the factory steel style. The plastic style just has some clips that hold it in place. We're going to go ahead and remove the bolts here across the front and the two lower ones here. This will remove the air dam. Once you've removed the air dam, it makes it easy to access the bolts. There's 4 bolts, 2 on each side, 2 on the inside of the frame rails, 2 on the outside of the frame rails, on both sides. That holds the main bumper in place. Go ahead and remove those nuts now. They require an 18 millimeter socket to do so. Now that you've removed the 8 mounting nuts that hold the bumper onto the frame, go ahead and unclip the fog lights. You will do that by pressing on this side and removing the wire. Now that you've removed the front bumper, allowing access to mount the mounting plates on the back side, you're going to use a 16 millimeter socket and remove these bolts here on the inside of each side. You're still going to use this brace, but just take that out. Then you will install the Rock Hard 4x4 braces. Now, there's 2 different styles. They look very similar, but there is an angle built into them. This is the low side, so you're going to put this where the low side is towards the back, facing inward, along with the factory bracket again. Using the supplied hardware, install the bolt with the washer on it through our brace, through the factory little piece that holds on the back side of the frame rail, and go ahead and bring this snug, but leave it loose until we put the plate on. As you install these, make sure you have the correct side. It'll be angled back, but be flat on the top. There's a little bit of curvature built into this bracket at this bend. Go ahead and snug this, but leave it loose, because when we put the plate in, you want to make sure the distance is correct, and then we'll tighten these up finally. Make sure that you've not over-tightened the lower arms on the frame so that you can move them around to get the bolts in here. Go ahead and put the bolts through with the nuts on the bottom side, leaving everything loose yet. Now that we got all the bolts started and the plate installed, we're going to just keep it up in the upright position and reinstall the factory front bumper. This will allow the factory tow hooks to be braced in between the plate and these rods that we've welded on there. Now that we've got the winch mounting plate in place, we've go ahead and installed the hardware on both sides and on the brackets going down to the frame. We've went ahead and set the front bumper in place here to show you how it's going to mate up with the factory tow hooks. Some customers think it's easier to install the winch before they put the bumper back on, and some customers think it's easier to put the bolts on, the 2 front ones from here and the 2 lower ones from the bottom side coming up. You can do it either way. Now, if you are installing our light hoop, which we're going to show you a picture of it installed here now, it does mount on with these 2 bolts on each side. That does need to be installed before you put the factory plastic bumper in place.